I'm on the movie, been the foundation. It's time to move. 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 Yeah, it's time to move. 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 Hey, it's time to move. It's time to move.
Hello everyone, I'm D.
And I'm R.
And together we are DJR Union.
And yeah, today's video we're going to be discussing a very important topic that apparently, if you guys already know from the title of this video, as well as many other videos that exist currently on YouTube and other types of social media, is the Kinchin IP a problem to the current metagame? And I'm gonna be honest, I think it is.
What do you mean? It's Kinchin. Kinchin's just a guy. He's just wandering. He's just wandering from tournament to tournament and just dominating them like he does.
Red Kinchin alone is taking up 52 or like 55% of the meta of top 32 in the last LA.
Oops, all Kinchin. Am I right?
Hey, if you know, you know. Check the link down below. But on a serious note, yes, like if we were comparing a lot of the Kinchin decks, which primarily includes Red Kinchin as well as purple, what was his name, Saito?
Saito, yes.
Yeah, purple Saito. Those two decks alone from the last major tournament in LA took up, I would say, what, 75 to almost 80%?
Yeah,
of the
easily. Like when you look at top 32, it's like, what, I believe like 26 of the decks were Kinchin.
Yeah.
26 out of the 32. Yeah, they're dominating. Exactly.
And that's like a huge 9-day difference compared to, like, say, Gen Con before the Kinchin came out, where the game was where a lot of people were predominantly running Roy Mustang. Mm-hmm. Like, you still saw a fair variety of decks still creeping their way into top 32.
Yeah.
In this case, if you look down the list, all you're seeing is red or purple Kinchin with the occasional Sakuna, Roy Mustang, Renchi Rush, and Lancelot, but they're like far-fetched in between.
Yeah, and it's so funny because like you said, you used to see a good variety. Like I remember seeing the tournament listings, like the little pie charts that people make, and you would see something where it's like, yeah, sure, Purple Bleach is in the lead, obviously, because it's one of the meta decks, but you'd see your fair. Or sorry, it was Sakuna at the time of me seeing this pie chart, but you'd still see your fair share of Purple Bleaches. You'd see your Lancelots. You'd see a lot more than just 5 decks.
Exactly, which was one of the beauties of this game, was because, like, say, hey, we have variety. We can still play what we want to play and still be relevant even on a competitive level.
Right.
But as we see right here, that doesn't seem to be the case. So let's talk about it a little bit further. Why do you think these decks such as purple and red Kinchin is dominating the meta as much as it is?
Truthfully, I believe that it's because of how the decks are technically meant to be played. I feel like since red is such a rush heavy color, since you're focusing on rushing things down, you're constantly going to be pushing in and doing as much damage as quick as possible. Look at Renji Rush. That's why it was so popular and pretty meta defining itself at one point, because it was a rush down deck.
Exactly.
So you have this red deck that's meant to rushing down, but it also has that extra layer of protection with Kaoru there. Like with that combination there, I'm able to rush you down consistently and you're not able to do a single thing to stop me with it.
Exactly. Like you said, with the Kaoru that you're running on top of the Kinchin, it provides a layer of protection where it's like, hey, now I have to pitch a card to be able to target it with any, like, I think like a character or a any other type of ability or like event ability, which, because it sets me back a card in my hand, so I have less resources to act on. And on top of that, the whole Kinchin deck itself revolves around this mechanic of being able to push cards back into the energy line.
Yep.
Which is not going to be, it's already super detrimental towards a lot of decks, because as we all know up to now, we're all used to filling up our back line with cards to get sufficient energy generation and start playing whatever we want out to the front line.
Right.
This deck completely negates that concept of playing, because, like, hey, if I have a backline full of high energy generating cards and you go ahead and swing and I block, my killers aren't dying, they're getting moved back to the energy line.
Yep.
And because of that, I am now forced to take one of my high value energy cards and remove it just to make space for my Kinchin. I mean, not my Kinchin, but my other attackers, because I don't have nowhere else to or nothing else to do with them.
Yeah, so it's like when you come down to those cards that do rely on such high energy, like Lancelot, which was in this tournament, but at such a low position. And the reason it was at such a low position was because of that ability that you were just saying. It's constantly pushing back your main attackers, your Lancelots, to the energy line, and then boom, all of a sudden you lose a good chunk of your energy because no one's running the special core trailer anymore, the card that generates 3 energy.
Yeah.
They're focusing on that new Nunnally that came out in Volume 2, which honestly is really good.
It's a really good card.
But like, because of that, they're losing their energy and aren't able to rebuild as quickly as they need to in order to counteract their Kinchin rushing in and doing as much damage.
Exactly, and even though with the new additions, it did speed up the deck a little bit to where it's like, hey, I can get these 6 and 8 drop energy cost cards out fairly quickly. It still does not deny the fact that, hey, now that it's out, after it's destroyed, can it rebuild?
Yeah.
Because of the fact that, hey, you're putting so much energy, so much time and resource, so much building up your backline. And you need all 4 cards in your backline in order to hit those 8 energy drops.
Yes.
See, this lets me think, like, because of where the meta at right now, would it be a good idea to start running the unit maintenance once again, just to be able to save slots and still be able to supply that some efficient energy generation?
I do think unit maintenance does see a lot more potential of being a valuable card because now you're able to search for those big cards after they get pretty much warranted as practically useless.
Yeah.
Because with unit maintenance, you're not searching just for your big mechs. You can search for any character. That's what a lot of people don't really remember, is that it can search for any character at all. It's just you get the extra boost of re-standing in AP if it is one of the mechs. But being able to search for any character means, sweet, I looked at the top few cards, sweet, I hit my 2 energy generating Nunnally. I'm gonna add that to my hand. Yeah, I lose out on an extra action point that I can use for turn, but I'm able to get my energy back up and start to at least defend myself and fight back a little bit against this speed demon.
Exactly, and honestly, that's what you need to think about now, especially with how dominant the metagame is with Red Kenshin just roaming about, is that you gotta think to yourself, how can I keep up with the speed while still supply myself with efficient energy generation?
Right.
But that's only 52% of the issue. We still gotta look at the other like 28%, which is Saito. And we all know Saito's a whole different beast. Although it does not have the ability to cushion cards and messing up your energy flow, it's sniping you from the energy line.
Yeah.
So just think about that. You already have your front line stacked with 4 creatures. Next thing you know, you add Saito who's sniping on the back line. Next thing you know, you're getting 5-6 attacks in.
Yeah. If they're playing their cards right, which I assume they are, looking at some of the deck lists, they have ways to generate a good amount of energy. You're able to get that 6 energy up at least twice to raid 2 Saitos in 1 turn. Then you have 2 sniping Saitos waiting in the energy line to attack, which can come out at any point in time. If you block with all 4 characters, you have 2 extra people to worry about. If you don't block with all 4 characters, great, I'm gonna snipe whatever 2 characters I don't want to see on your side of the field anymore.
Exactly, so you're forced to play this pick and choose situation where it's like, hey, do I sit here and risk my cards to be targeted by your snipe abilities? Or do I sit here and just take the hit now and be like, hey, I might as well block with this guy now, so that way you can't snipe with him later, or just sit here and allow my characters to die since they're gonna die anyway.
And the worst part, they're protected from triggers.
Honestly, yes.
Because triggers only target characters on your opponent's front line. If your Saito is chilling in the energy line and you swing with all your frontline characters, any special triggers, any color triggers, they're only targeting those frontline characters. They are not going to be hitting your Saito in the energy line.
Exactly, and by the time you actually do get the opportunity to use your triggers once Saito starts swinging, it's already too late because they already got the attack too.
Yeah.
Whether it is a special trigger or like say a yellow color trigger, already got the attack in. And if they're running the pseudo zero drop Saito, they can just bounce that card back to their hand.
Yep.
So at that point, it's like, all right, I perma rested. Bet I'm just going to bounce it back to my hand to use the following turn. What do you do with that?
Yeah. What do? You just sit there like an idiot, oh, well, I give up. Judge, can I give up?
Yeah, like Judge, he's honestly not playing the game, but yet playing the game at the same time. So like, what do I do?
Yeah.
And then that also jumps us back to Red Kenshin, the fact of being able to swing out of more than 4 attacks. The Red Kenshin has pretty much pseudo double attack.
Yep, being able to discard 1 card just to get an extra attack in. that same one, when you play him, you get to draw a card, so he replaces himself as well.
Exactly. So he replaces himself while still feeling his ability to be able to attack 2 times. So just imagine you have 2 of those rays out onto the field the same turn. That's 4 attacks just for 2 cards.
Yeah.
Not even stating that you have 2 more cards already in there. That's 6 attacks right there. What the cinnamon toast, man?
It's
a whole different
problem.
It's a serious problem, and I see why a lot of people are gravitating towards these decks, because at the end of the day, if you're going to a regional tournament, you're trying to win.
Yeah.
It's like, and you know what? If I'm trying to beat the best, I need to play the best, and I'm going to play with the best.
Of course.
So I'm going to use everything to my advantage. I'm going to use the decks that I know are dominating the meta to be able to secure that win, or secure that top 32 placing.
All I'm going to say is I'm just glad that one of my favorite properties that got into the game is at least somewhat viable, because you are seeing, red and purple. You're not seeing much blue, which is unfortunate, because, blue is my favorite color, and I would love to see more of that out there, but, people aren't playing it. But still, you're seeing a lot of good representation for it versus something like Sword Art Online on release, where almost no one played it.
Exactly, and of course that was just due to the fact that, hey, they released the set way too late.
It felt like it was severely underpowered on release.
As compared to this one, where it's like severely overpowered.
Yeah.
Which is, and like the same thing too, like you wanted to play like your blue Kinchin, because I like playing Sojiro. I like playing the Sojiro Makoto deck. I think that deck is super good, super viable as well. But even that deck still struggles a lot against Red Kenshin and even Saito, because of the fact that, one, it's a very sequence heavy deck, and you really need to understand the lines of play to fully bring out the power of the deck. And I'm gonna be honest, after my experience with it, people can call me wrong or what, but I feel so you need to play that deck perfect to truly bring out the power and to be able to somewhat have a chance at beating at least Red Kenshin with it.
I agree, because watching the gameplay that you had with Wobble, link in the description below, by the way. Shout out to Wobble, he's doing good out there.
Don't you always have one case?
Wobble, I know you're watching this. You're almost there. Keep going.
Keep going, man.
You got that?
We supporting you,
You
bro.
got that?
You got that.
You know what? Link to his channel in the description. Go subscribe to him if you haven't already.
Yeah, man.
Help him hit 1,000.
Help him hit 1,000, bro.
But seriously, I saw that game that you played against him with, he was using Rory Mustang.
Yeah.
That was a really close game.
Exactly. So I was like, okay, even with one of the dominating decks in the meta right now, Sojiro still have the resiliency to not only keep up with it, but also rebuild itself after being destroyed with its reoccurring effects.
Yeah.
Unfortunately enough, that's pale in comparison to what Red Kenshin is able to do with his overall oppression.
Yeah, Kinchin not only shuts you down and forces you to rebuild, but he also blocks you from rebuilding. It's terrifying, and I honestly am scared to see what decks we get in the future, because Kinchin is only a taste of what some of the stuff we haven't seen yet over the Japan side of things. We're getting another taste of something so closely related to Japan once Kagurabachi, Evangelion, Tokyo Ghoul, and Solo Leveling come out. We're getting 4 insanely high level decks month to month to month to month, back to back, at the start of 2026. So if you're not keeping up to date on these decks, you're going to fall behind fast.
Exactly. You're going to get slumped out. You're going to think like, oh, my Demon Slayer deck can still compete. Well,
No.
absolutely.
I'm so sorry, but no.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer Volume 2 comes out in December. You're probably going to play it for the rare battle, and then that's it. Because everyone's going to go right back to Kinchin or Nikkei, because let's be honest, people are going to be playing Nikkei.
Exactly.
And then as soon as January hits, you're not going to hear from Demon Slayer ever again unless they release a Volume 3.
Exactly.
Which could happen with the movie.
I know, right? Honestly, yeah, it could happen. Like you said, we got Infinity Castle, and of course we have another, year and a half before we get the second movie for Infinity Castle. So who knows? We might actually just get them in the form of card selection.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice indeed. But this also goes to show like how important like card selection and volume 2 are with these reoccurring sets, because like you say, you're having powerful IPs such as Rurouni Kenshin dominating the meta, making other decks that came out in the past completely irrelevant, and those are people's favorite IPs.
Yeah.
They started Union Arena just to play that specific IP. So to not even be able to play it anymore, it's going to turn a lot of people off.
Agreed. So like looking at what's a good set that's out right now that kind of fell off a little bit?
I would say, honestly, Attack on Titan.
There you go. Attack on Titan. And it's been, what, a month
Yeah.
That's crazy how powerful Kinchin is to make Attack on Titan fall off that quick.
Exactly, because like you would think, like say Historia being an event-based deck with its reoccurring effects will be able to dominate the meta, as well as like say the I forgot what's Aaron's original squad.
The 104 Cadet Corps.
Yeah, the 104 Cadet Corps. That's almost a pretty intimidating deck too.
Yeah, the rushdown is insane, and if you run Titan Aaron, jeez, don't even get me started on that.
Exactly, but even though you don't see that deck, you don't see it at all in the top 32.
At all.
Maybe in the top 64, you might be able to see the deck, but honestly, like you said, top 32 is the one that gives you qualified, top 16, top 8, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. So it's a real shame, because as soon as we see Attack on Titan Volume 2, then maybe we'll start seeing more people come back to Attack on Titan, especially considering how, you know, all the colors that we already have are getting buffs. Historia is going to get a buff. Aaron Yeager and the 104 Cadet Corps is going to get a buff. Even the Titans are going to get a buff in green. And honestly, I feel like they're the one that needed the most, honestly.
Exactly. Like I said, like they do swing hard, but it's a pretty slow deck trying to build up to get to where you want to be. And like I said, right now, slow decks aren't the way to go. Like I said, if you're trying to play a control-based type deck or a tool buff type deck, you got to be able to do something by turn 3 at the earliest.
Yeah, and if you're not able to, then you're just going to get Kinchined.
Yeah, pretty much. So I guess going into the next subject, it's like, what decks do we feel right now are able to compete and stand with Kenshin for those of people out there that are not trying to follow the bandwagon and trying to do their own thing?
All right, truthfully, that's a really tough question, because there's very few decks that are able to either match the speed or completely, or at least slow Kenshin down enough. And I feel like one of the decks that does do a pretty decent job with it, it's not the best at it, but it can do it, is Roy Mustang. You just have to build the deck very right in order to do it, which is unfortunate that you have to be super strict with how you build it in order to even keep up with Kinchin. But if you do build it like that, you can slow down Kinchin enough to where you're able to squeak out a win. You're able to probably bring it down to last life for both of you, but make that last impact for the win. Hopefully it's not a final.
Exactly, and I think that's very possible, because what I'm noticing from the experience I had playing against the Kinchin's deck, removal, like not only speed, but removal is also going to be key in these matchups, because of the fact that the moment you see that pseudo double attack Kinchin on the field, not let alone the raid impact Kinchin, that needs to die. Frame 1
as soon as possible.
Because if you keep that alive, it's just going to be swinging wide at 4K BP and sometimes above, and there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it. You have to get rid of that card as soon as possible.
100%.
And that actually translates to other decks, like say, not just Renji Russ, but also just Purple Bleach and Squad Zero. Since it's also a heavily removal deck, you need to utilize all your removal tools to get rid of these cards as soon as possible, but also have these cards openly available to you at a moment's notice.
Yeah, I feel like cards that have really high removal are going to be the complete and utter downfall for Kinchin. So you're going to have to try to look towards some high-leveled, some highly tiered decks that do rely on removal a lot. So like you're saying, Squad Zero and like I mentioned, Roy Mustang, those are going to be like some really good answers to Kinchin, some good counters, I believe.
Exactly. Another thing that I feel though is also going to be a good counter towards like Red Kinchin specifically is the playstyle that you have going into these games. Because we all know that Kinchin works around pushing your cards to the back line to completely mess up your energy flow. So we're going to have to be playing a lot more, or definitely a lot more 2 energy generating cards, and at least keeping at least 1 spot open, if not 2 spot open in our back line, to make room to be able to say like, hey, I have blocked, but instead of dying, I'm just gonna push it back. I'm not gonna lose a character, and I'm able to push it back up for a counter play. And
that's a good point. Yeah, no, keep going.
Yeah, and that's gonna be super beneficial to a lot of low cost or low curve decks, such as my Pride and True Esper Sisters. Every card in that deck at most is up to 4 energy. And I actually did have a good opportunity to test Esper Sisters not only against Red Kinchin, but also Purple Saito, and it's able to hold its own quite well. Like I said, one of the key factors is the fact that because it has such a low curve, I'm able to only keep 2 energy generating cards in the back line, and then everything else on the front line to be hyper aggressive with the deck. Not only that, but I'm also able to play cards like for example, I really immobilize them.
Yeah, I was just about to say, have you tried running some decks that would like freeze essentially characters, because I feel like that would also do a good job against Kinchin, because you're able to literally put a stop to the Kinchin, not only for your turn to get some attacks through, but on their turn so that they can't get attacks off.
Yeah, and I'm starting to notice that that also might be like a key or secret sauce, you would say, to trying to build with the deck, because if you rest these rated Kenshins, preventing them from untapping on your opponent's upkeep phase, it's a rated card. So it's not like they can just raid on top of it and be like, oh wait, I'm back in the mix. No, you have to sacrifice that card to bring another card up to the field if you're trying to attack that same turn, which for me, that's a win, because you just got rid of a pseudo double attacker and placed with another one.
Yeah.
Unless you get another raid Kenshin that has pseudo double attack, then at that point I'm screwed. But it's still an option, and a viable option like that, to be able to slow your opponent down long enough for you to steal these games away.
100%. I do think that there are going to be some more answers. And like R was saying, playstyle is going to be absolutely everything, because if you do not have a playstyle that can adapt to that situation that you're in, namely, like you said, with playing multiple energy generators and leaving some spots open in your energy line, which is why I noticed that a few of the cards in the top 32 are running a lot more 2 energy generating cards than you would normally see. It's probably specifically to counter that Kenshin ability of pushing stuff to the energy line. That means, hey, I still have my 4 energy, so I can get my cards off. Even though my deck is running 4 energy at max, I have like what, 10 cards that generate 2 energy in my deck. That way I can get all my 4 energy raids off quickly, effectively, efficiently enough, and not be held back by him pushing it back to the energy line.
Exactly, and that's really going to be super important, especially going into these next couple of regional events that we have coming forward. Because like I said, you need to utilize every tool capable, every strategy. You have to be able to maximize your plays. And it's also help in hurting the red Kinchin player as well, because then they have to think, do I want to swing and push yourself to the back line? Because now they're having an idea of like, hey, he's counterplaying me. Now I have to play a little bit more smart. I can't just swing willy-nilly, because now he still has his characters, he still has energy generation, he can come back, counterattack, and steal this game right under my feet.
Yeah.
And just to talk about a little bit more decks that I feel though are able to compete with it, I think Red Asta also has a very good matchup against like specifically Red Kinchin as well.
Yeah, especially because of Asta's ability, he's able to specifically nullify the entirety of a card's abilities. Therefore, your pseudo double attack Kinchin no longer has pseudo double attack, because Asta is nullifying the ability of it. And the ability of where it doesn't kill, it forces opponents back, is also going to be nullified as well, so you don't have to worry about your energy line getting messed up anymore.
Exactly. So actually, yeah, that's going to be a really solid play, because you have, like I said, the one Asta raid that nullifies a character's effect, and the other Asta raid that just flat out kill it.
Yeah. And
on top of your normal kill spells, you really are getting the best of both worlds and utilizing all the tools to be able to hold this deck back long enough to be able to score and take these wins away from them.
Yeah, and I definitely think Asta's going to be even better against Kinchin once the tournaments start and we start getting the new Asta that wasn't included in the decks that we should really be getting. And good luck getting them, because you're only going to get 3 of the possible cards in participation packs. So it's going to be a lottery chance of you getting those Astas. So if you do play Red Asta, go for those cards, because that card is going to be a huge help in dealing with Kinchin.
Exactly. So don't sleep on it. Don't be like, oh, I don't need to go to the normal tournaments. I just go to the rare battles. No, go to support your local stores, go to these regular tournaments, and get these tools that you need to be able to compete with these high meta, dominant decks. Because it is possible, you just gotta find the correct tools to utilize against them.
Exactly. Plus at locals, I'm just saying, you're going to be going up against people that are running these decks. You get a lot of practice against it. You'll find your own answers, and you'll find your own way of dealing with these decks.
Exactly. Also, I want to point out like another two, a couple of 1 or 2 stragglers I also feel to be able to compete against it. I think yellow Bambietta right now is—
oh my gosh, that would be a good one, actually.
Yes. It's like yellow Bambietta, and this may be a strong stretch, but I think with the card selections coming out, blue Rukia might be able to compete with it as well. Give and take is the Rukia ability being able to perma rest something.
That's right. And as long as she's on the field, it's rested. It doesn't stand back up.
Exactly.
So that's actually going to be a really good thing for Rukia. Yeah. I think you can definitely start seeing some Rukia start pulling up from that.
Yes. The only thing that I'm scared about, like I said, of course, we got to keep in mind that Saito is also a deck dominating the mana, and is able to snipe things on the back line. So you just got to, like I say, you got to build your deck to be like, hey, I can shut down Red Kenshin, but can I also hold my own against Saito as well, to be able to score those one-off matchups where I'm being like, okay, this is not a Kenshin pair, this is another type of play. I need to go back to my original game plan to be able to deal with this.
Yeah, I feel like you need to have a deck that can be very versatile. If you don't have a versatile deck, you're not going to be able to even reach top 32, honestly. But to be able to not only reach top 32, but be able to handle what's going on in top 32, because you're not going to be fighting one deck the entirety of any tournament.
Yeah.
You're going to be fighting a variety of them. So to be able to handle Kinchin in one deck, Saito in another, or in one game, Saito in another game, and then, oh, hey, here comes Tanjiro and Nezuko in top 32? What?
Yeah.
What are you going to do against that?
Exactly. Can this deck hold its own against those one-offs? Like, is it in that upper echelon to be like, say, hey, this curveball just came my way, can I hit it?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, like just to run down, like I said, like decks that I think that are able to compete with purple and red Kenshin is like definitely Esper Sisters, Red Asta, Roy Mustang, Renchi Rush, and definitely including regular Purple Bleach. And even like I said, I would even say Purple Grain, like Purple Kogias can compete.
Really?
The reason I say that is that a good friend of ours at the shop did make a good point of not relying on the Purple Gwen, like the raid Gwen's as your main support, but the Collins, the new raid Collin.
The one that's not blockable, right?
Yeah, that's not blockable by like, I think it's 4K or more. Paired with another card, I don't remember what it is, but it could be the card that makes it so it also can't be blocked by 3K or less, as a way to be able to slip in and actually slip through their defenses and take damage that way. So that's another sleeper of possibilities if you don't want to play what everybody has. You don't want to hop on that bandwagon, essentially.
So are you saying my Leafa deck could possibly get a chance since she also can't be blocked by 4K or more, 3K or less?
I mean, I'm gonna be real. If you can do it,
I'm gonna test it out.
We might have a gameplay where we test it out. We might not. I mean, we got a couple of things more to prepare for the channel for you guys to enjoy. But overall, that's is Kinchin a problem? Yes. Yes, it is.
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, and if it continues to be a problem even after newer sets come out, potentially we could be looking at another potential ban list.
Oh yeah, no, 100% a ban list. I feel like if after like 1 or 2 sets drop, like of the really high powered ones, I can see a ban list. Like even after, I feel like after Kagurabachi, if Kinchin's still at top, we will see some type of ban.
Exactly, because like I said, like I come from Yu-Gi-Oh! When you see charts looking like that, a ban list is coming in like at least a month or 2 later. But that's all I have to say about Kinchin and how its current impact is on the meta right now. Any other things you want to say before we end it?
Just be careful, because a wandering Hitokiri Batosai is here and he's ready to kill.
Oh man, so with that being the case,
I've been D.
I've been R.
And we've been DJR
Union.